Hey everyone, this is Mike from the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today we're looking at a game currently on Kickstarter, Ruins Deathbinder. This is a bit of a quick dungeon delve with card-based combat, and it's heavily inspired by games like Slay the Spire, which is one I really enjoy. You'll notice that kind of the way you move through the map is very reminiscent of that game. One of the key components of the game is that it's a reverse deck builder, and that you're starting with this huge deck of action cards. Well, not huge, but about 60 cards. But as you fight and take actions in the game, you will trim that down and eventually kind of build your strategy, or just run out of cards and die. If you want to hear more about the game and my thoughts on it, there's also a review video, so check that out. But now let's get into the play of the game. So setting up the game is super simple and very quick. You randomize these little encounter tokens. You randomize these little tokens and place them on each of the empty spaces. And you're going to be progressing from the top of the level down to the bottom. So when you get down here to this blue space here, after you resolve that, you'll be able to fight the boss. There are different ways to play Ruins Deathbinder. You can play with different specific scenarios. Right now I'm playing the basic delve mode, which is sort of like an infinite dungeon kind of thing. If I progress through this level, I'll start back up at the top with tougher enemies, myself more leveled, facing tougher bosses, and I can go through 3 levels like that and try to survive. The other part of setup is you shuffle all the action cards and put them here in the draw deck space. And then you place cubes on the topmost levels for all your character traits. So you're going to start with only level 1 level, spell tier, melee tier, max attacks, all those things. You start at 6 health, which is equal to your current max health trait. And your taint level starts on the lowest level, experience starts at 0, and your shields will bump up to 1 when you go into combat, but you can leave it at 0 to start. You also shuffle a few decks together, but specifically the enemy deck does come, if you can see it, in level 1, level 2, and level 3 types, and you just shuffle them so that 3 is on the bottom and 1 is on the top. And that's it for setup. To play the game, the rules are fairly simple. You begin by picking one of the tokens on the topmost level. And the core rule is whichever place you last went to, so let's say here, you have to go along a line that's connected to it, and you can only go to the side or further down into the dungeon. You can never go back up. So if I, for example, went here first, and then here, and then let's say I went to the side here, I could go there, and I could go down to there, but I could not go back up to that token. Each of the tokens will have between 1 to 4 of these little icons, and this one has all 3 types. There's EV, which stands for Event, Rest, and ENC, which stands for Encounter. And whichever token you pick, you resolve them in clockwise order. Events are very straightforward. You draw the topmost event card, and it'll usually have either a choice or a random event, or sometimes even an ambush, a fight. For resting, you have a series of actions available to you. You can heal your wounds, decrease your vulnerabilities, buy back action cards that have been removed, remove bad action cards from your deck, or use experience you've gained to level up your traits. Encounters are the most complicated of the 3 options, but also the most important. That's where you'll fight enemies and use your deck and kind of reverse deck build it. So first, you check the space of your current taint cube, and you'll see that right now it says 1E. That means I'll draw 1 enemy, but it does grow as you progress forward. And the enemy will have the amount of damage they do to you every turn, the amount of experience you gain for defeating them, their vulnerabilities to kinds of attack. There's basically a multiplier for melee and magic attacks in your hand. So this guy would take double damage for magic. The amount of damage you need to do to defeat them. And then most monsters will have a special ability down here. At the start of a combat, you'll draw to your hand limit of 6 cards. And you'll also gain whatever your starting defense level is based on your leveling, which goes from 1 to 3 to 6. So right now I'd have 1 shield. Shields will act as a blade of armor, basically, that'll prevent the first damage dealt to you, but once it's all gone, then you'll start losing actual health. Each action card has a few things going on. So first, it's either a melee or a magic attack, which is both color-coded and also icon-based. They each have a certain amount of damage they deal based on the tier you have leveled up your melee or spell trait. So right now I'd only be doing 1 damage with this, but if I was on tier 3 leveling-wise, I would do 2 damage with this card. And then additionally, most cards have special powers. Like this one does extra damage based on my level skill, which is another trait I can level up. You can play up to a number of cards equal to your max attacks. It starts at 3, so you can play up to 3 cards, one after another, resolving their damage and their effect before playing another one. And then after you've played as many cards as you like, you can store as many cards as your current store cards trait, which starts at 1. The stored cards will go face up here, and then once you go through your entire deck, you'll reshuffle that, and that'll become your new draw deck. Any cards you played in addition to your stored card trait will go to the removed action cards, and that's basically where you thin your deck down. But again, that can be bad because a loss condition is not having enough cards to fill your hand. All right, those are the basics of the game, so let's get into our first turn. So after losing the game many times in a row, I will note that my copy is a little bit behind in version, so the game has gotten slightly easier. But one of the things I like to do first is sort of strategize where I think I'll go down the dungeon, like what path I'll follow. A big thing to note is if you have too many encounters, you're going to get to the level 2 enemies, which are super, super tough, especially this early on in the game. So you generally want to try to avoid fighting too many encounters, or you'll get to those tough guys before you've fought the boss and had the chance to really level up. Now, one of the things I really want to check for is that I'm going to be able to rest before I fight the boss, because they can be very tough and I want to have full health. So the very last token on the boss themselves are 2 events, and those tend not to hurt you too frequently, although I might have bad luck. But the tokens that I could come from, one is just resting, one ends with resting, and the last one has a rest and then an encounter. That means this one is my least favorite option because I don't really want to get hurt again by another final fight before I go down here. So I'm going to want to try to stick sort of to the left or the right, although I could start in the middle and then move to either direction. Now, I do want to fight encounters. Those get me the majority of my experience points, but as I said earlier, not too many encounters. So let's see, I've got one here, and then I could kind of travel up. There's one there, and then nothing much. So unless I move laterally, I'm not going to get a lot of encounters on the left side. Over here, I've got an encounter, an encounter, an encounter, an encounter. So kind of consistent encounters there, plus a lot of rests. So yeah, let's kind of, I might start in the middle. Event encounter, and then event encounter, and then kind of progress down. Oh, and one thing I didn't note is every time you finish an entire token, however many things you resolve, so in this case 3, you move your taint up that many. So that's going to be the main thing that kind of forces your hand to fight more enemies and makes the dungeon more challenging. So let's start here. I can remove it to kind of remind myself what I'm doing. So I've got 2 events and 1 encounter to resolve. So the events, you flip them up. Here I've got an unfortunately somewhat tough one, Large Rubble. So I basically have to fight a single round as though this were an enemy. So again, I can play up to 3 cards. And if I can deal 6 damage with a 1x multiplier for both melee and magic, so no extra damage from that, I'll get 2 experience. If I fail, I'll have to remove 2 draw cards from my deck, again, thinning it and bringing me closer to defeat. So looking at my current cards, I've got attack potential, which does 1 damage plus 1 per level, so that'd be 2 right now. Healing wouldn't help much, just does 1 because I don't need to heal. Finishing move gets me healing and extra experience if I kill somebody with this, but it's still only 1 damage. Defense potential gets me extra defense, but it's only 1 damage. Swipe deals 1 damage to a bunch of guys, and then I've got a no ability one that does 2 damage. So it's pretty easy to see, even if I did 2 from that, 2 from attack potential, and then 1 of my other ones for 1, I cannot in any way get to 6. I'm just going to have to take the loss for this. So it means I will take 2 of my draw deck cards and put them face down on the left side of my board in the removed action card area. And my deck has been thinned slightly. I'm not sure which cards have gone. My second event from the token, is another one, a chest. This has 7. I really can't beat this. So it says if failed, I have to remove 1 health. So I'm going to go down to 5 current health instead of 6. I can heal myself at a rest or with abilities later, like the healing potential card. And finally, I do an encounter. So as noted, my current level is 1 enemy. And we'll draw that parasitic muncher we saw earlier. 1 attack value, 1 experience, only 4 life, and he takes double damage from magic. So if I can do 2 magic damage from him, he will be destroyed. His ability is incompetence. Every time he hits me, I lose an experience, which is not going to affect me at all right now, so not too worried about that. All right, so looking at my cards, if I want to be as efficient as possible, I can just play this 2 magic. It'll again get multiplied because he's vulnerable to magic, and I'll defeat him entirely, and my store card trait of 1 will mean I keep this single card and don't thin my deck at all by playing that. But I also have this nice finishing move that'll get me a little bit of extra experience if I defeat somebody with it. That'll do 2 damage because he's vulnerable to magic, so if I play one of these other single value magic cards, I'll defeat him and just have to return or remove 1 card from my deck. So let's do that. I think I'd rather have healing than defense. And by the way, I forgot to say, my defense would start at 1 based on my starting defense trait. So that's going to be 2 damage to him. Again, it's 1 multiplied by his vulnerability value of 2 for magic. And then for my second of 3 possible cards, I'll play Finishing Move to do 2 more. And I never have to play my full 3 cards. I can stop whenever I want. So that finishes him off. He never gets to attack. Once I stopped playing, he would deal his damage, and all the monsters would go in left to right order if there were multiple ones. So I get 1 experience. The finishing move gives me health and experience equal to my level trait, which is 1 currently. So that's going to be 2 experience overall. And every time I reach one of these hand icons, for the first time, I get to draw a skill card from this little skill deck, which are one-time use powerful abilities. So I pick 1 card to store, certainly going to be the finishing move, and then I put the removed other card face down, and this guy is discarded. Okay, I've now finished this token. I increase my taint by 3, which does mean I'm going to draw 2 enemies next time I fight. And then each time you complete a token, you flip it over, and there is a side quest you may choose to place. You have room for 2 of them on your board. This one is defeat a boss, and my reward would be to gain 6 cards back to my draw deck. But not too great of a one, because clearly I'm not going to do that for a while, so I might replace that before I get to use it. Okay, I'll draw back up to my hand of 6 cards. Get another card to give me some extra defense, and just a basic melee attack card. So I could now go left to the event, right to an event and then an encounter, or down to an encounter then an event. Guess it's pretty equivalent, but yeah, let's do the event and then the encounter first, and then I can go down here and rest after a 3rd encounter. Hopefully I'll still be alive at that point. Okay, so first we will resolve an event. Okay, so this is a discovery. I have the choice, in this case it says many items are kept in hiding by this armory. So I can either make a faith toss. This is, you just flip a little token and the check is successful and X is a failure. And you'll see that if I'm successful, I'll get to draw and store 2 skill cards from my removed cards. And if I'm failed, I'll remove 4 more draw cards. But if I choose not to participate and don't want to take that chance, I have to increase my taint by 2. So let's try our luck. Hey, awesome. So I'll randomly take 2 cards and I put them in my stored pile right there. Okay, now we have another encounter. My taint level is currently on the 2 enemy spots. I'm going to draw 2 enemies. First, we've got a raised bowbearer, 2 attack, 2 experience, 6 life, vulnerable double to magic, but look, you can't hurt him at all with melee attacks. And he's got some abilities. First strike means if I don't kill him before the first time he attacks, he'll do 3 damage instead of 2. Jeez. And then if I do kill him, he gets to flip the little faith token. And if he gets a check mark, then he doesn't attack that round, but comes back at the end of the round as a 3 life guy. Only the first time I kill him, though. Oh man, we got another tough guy. Corrupted Spider. He has 7 life, only 1 vulnerability to each. Does give 2 experience, attacks for 1. But when I kill him, he explodes and deals 1 damage to everybody in the battle. Alright, so clearly my priority is going to be to defeat the raised bowbearer. I do go up to my 1 shield level. Because if I don't defeat him, he's going to do 3 damage to me, and I can't really handle that. So it does mean I'll have to play my magic cards to get that much damage. So I'll play Healing Potential. That's usually 1 damage, but multiplied by 2 is 2 to him. And then this basic 2 is going to be multiplied to 4, so that's 6 total. Will defeat him, although again, he might come back with 3 life next round. Healing Potential does give me health equal to my current level, which is nice because I was down 1, so I'm back up to 6. So the bowbearer might be defeated. Let's see. Ah, nice. So he is truly killed, and I get 2 experience for him. And now I could play 1 more card to start hurting the spider, or I could stop here and not have to remove as many cards. But yeah, I think I'll play this basic one. Don't really mind losing that to start him off with 1 out of the 7 damage we need to defeat him. All right, and out of all of these, I think the Healing Potential one looks a little bit better in the long term, so we'll keep that. The rest will be removed. Okay, now the spider is still alive, so we go left to right. He deals us 1 damage, would use any special abilities, although he only has a defensive one. We still have 1 shield, so we go down to 0. Next time, we'll actually start losing some health. Then we draw back up to 6 cards. So we got a basic one. This hits everybody for this much damage. In Strive, I can spend 2 experience to do 3 damage instead of 1, but I don't really want to lose my experience. All right, so this time, I'll go ahead and play Gain Defense. I'll deal 1 damage and I gain a shield, so I'm back to my full max value. And then, yeah, let's play this basic magic card for another damage, so he's at 3 out of 7. And I honestly don't like this Strive card too much because I don't want to lose experience, so I'll use that to get him to 4 out of 7. Should be able to defeat him pretty easily this next turn. Out of all of these, I mean, Gain Defense never gets much more damage, but it is the only one with a useful special ability, so sure, let's keep that. Okay, he's going to hit me for another damage, but since I gained a shield, it doesn't actually hurt me. And I replace my cards. Oh, so we got a very powerful attack, Shatter, but it has to get removed after I use it. I can't keep it. Oh man, this one is great if I level it up. Then combination's kind of fun. If I play this order of cards before I play this card, I can play an additional card. So this could be a fourth card for me if I play melee, then magic, and then melee again. But here it's not going to matter too much. I just have to do 3 damage to him. Attack potential will do 2 all by itself. It's 1 plus my current level. And then, let's see. I feel like I'm going to level up magic before I level up melee. So let's go ahead and use this since it's not any better than any other card at its basic level and do the last damage. So I'll keep attack potential. Storing that, and this one gets removed. And the spider gives me 2 experience. That pushes me up to 6, and that is a skill card spot. So I get a skill card, Abandon. All of them are single use. Use the skill during a non-boss encounter. Combat ends, and all enemies are discarded. I don't get any extra experience. So there's a good one if I get really bad off because of a fight or something. And they just hang out down here in your own skill cards area until you want to use them. And I'll refill my hand. Basic magic. And, oh, actually, this combo as well. There's an infuse. After I play this for the rest of a turn, any card that doesn't have an ability will do +1 bonus damage in this case. So this would become a 2 if I played this infuse first. So because there were 2 icons here, we do advance 2 on the taint track. Still going to get 2 enemies next time. We get a side quest, upgrade a trait to tier 2, and I get -3 taint if I do that. That'll save me from fighting as many enemies. Alright, so only one way to go this time, which would be encounter and then rest. I've done a decent number of encounters, so I don't want to have too many more. But I'm going to start right now with 1 more fight, and then get a chance to rest. I do go back to my starting defense value of 1. Draw 2 enemies. So we've got a Parasitic Muncher. Again, pretty easy to kill. Takes double magic damage. And another raised guy. This time he's Sword Bearer. So he might come to life as well. But he only does 1 damage at a time. So not necessarily as nasty as that Archer. So let's see. I only need to do 2 magic damage to the Parasitic Muncher to defeat him. So it seems to make sense to play this Whirlwind. That'll do 2 of the 4 to him and damage the Sword Bearer. So yeah, let's do that. And I guess we'll finish this guy off with this for 2 more with his vulnerability. So he is once again defeated for 1 experience for us. Brings us up to 7. Let's see, I could stop there, but am I going to be able to do 5 damage next round? If I use the Shatter, I probably can. You know what, I will throw in this combination. Yes, it's nice to be able to play more cards, but it also means that my deck gets thinned more quickly, so I don't always love that. And so that's 2 damage to him out of the 6. And out of all of these, I think I'll keep the Whirlwind. Because I am feeling like I'm going to upgrade my magic first, so having a little bit more magic than melee isn't a bad idea. Okay, he deals 1 damage. It gets rid of my starting shield. And I get 3 cards. Alright, so this one can actually increase their melee weakness. The little check symbol means I have to flip the Faith token, and only if it succeeds will I do that. But that would, in this case, make him take double damage from melee attacks for the rest of the match. Get another Infuse to boost cards with no ability. And, ooh, a Pierce. That does extra damage for every other blue card in my hand, which right now, not too good. So, yeah, actually, this guy has a lot of life left. I guess we should Shatter and do something else, and that way we won't have to waste any cards. So this Infuse adds 2 to each. This Infuse adds 1. So let's do a Shatter and an Infuse. That'll do 4 damage. We do have to see if he rises from his grave. He does not. So we're getting 2 experience for him. In this case, it's easy. I have to store my Infuse card because the Shatter destroys itself automatically. Drawing back up, I get a double attack, so it hits twice. Very nice one. And ooh, a great card, Improve. It does 2 damage, and the next card I play counts as though we're 1 tier higher, so it will also do more damage. So this would be a great combo here. That'd be 2 plus double attack would do 2 twice for 6 damage total. Alright, so next we rest. I can heal wounds by discarding 2 cards from the top of my draw deck into my removed pile, but I'm not hurt. If I was vulnerable because enemies can make me take double or triple damage, I could discard 4 cards to remove one of those. I can also buy back cards from my remove thing for experience. Or remove cards like these blind negative cards you can put in your deck. But I think I'm just going to level up. So I've got 9 here. Let's go ahead and spend 6 of it to bring my starting defense level up. It says 6 XP, very small there. So now I'm going to start every battle with 3 shields instead of 1. Should make it a lot easier to not get hurt. And I did upgrade a trait to level 2, so I'm going to lose 3 taint. That brings me back down almost to 1 enemy. Although now that we're done this, we're going to add 2 back. Our new possible side quest is gain 4 XP in a single encounter. It's not too hard, but healing 2 isn't that great of an effect if I already have a lot of shields. Alright, so now I could do an event and then an encounter, or just a rest. If I do that, I could then go event, encounter, rest again. Alternatively, I could go down here to rest, then go to encounter, event, event, and then encounter, event again, and then rest, and kind of set myself up for the final fight. Well, let's leave all my options open and do an event and encounter first. So our event this time is Hardened Gate. Defeat this in 1 turn to receive 3 experience, but it has 8 life. Let's see, is this even possible? If I did my little improve double attack combo, that would be 2, 4, 6. Then where did my last one come from? Well, actually, I could do Pierce first. That would be +1 from improve, so that would be 2, 4, 6, 8. But man, I'm using up some really good cards here to do that. But 3 experience is 3 experience, so I guess I'll keep the improve or the pierce, since again I'm trying to focus on magic a bit. Let's go for the improve, seems more consistent. Gonna do gain 3 experience from that, and again, because I've reached this hand before, I do not get a skill card this time. I'll have to go all the way to 14 for that. Gonna have an encounter, still drawing 2 enemies. Okay, so a Corrupted Spider. He's got 5 life, no special vulnerabilities, but he does 1 card away from my draw deck every time he hits me, so he kind of thins my deck for me. And then another 2 damage raising guy, but no bonus damage. Oh, and double damage from melee, okay. Oops, I didn't redraw my action cards. Oh, a nice basic double damage one, another double damage one, and another infuse for +1. This is a good combo. I still got my infuse too, so I can really crush some people. Let's see, if I infuse with a bonus of 2, that would do 2 damage to the bow bearer. Oh man, that's way overkill. So actually, I could infuse and hit the Corrupted Spider for 1. Then if I play this, it would be 4 damage instead of 2, which would more than defeat him. Oh, and I forgot, I do get 3 shields. So actually, you know what, with 3 shields, maybe I'd rather kill the spider first, because the bow bearer isn't going to get through my armor anyway, and this guy's going to actually take away cards from my deck. So yeah, if I played the infuse +2 and then this, that would do 1 + 4 damage. That would kill him straight out. So let's do that. He does give me 2 experience. The infuse is a better ability, but this is doing +1 damage, but I gotta go with the infuse. Alright, the bow bearer does deal 2 damage, so I'm down to 1 shield. Okay, I got a basic magic plus Braveheart. I deal extra damage if I am hurt, but I'm not. I should have used the weaker infuse last turn, then I would be in an easier position here. Let's try giving him melee weakness. This is a faith check, so I gotta flip to see if it works. And in this time, in case it does not. So this takes 2 damage because of his double melee vulnerability. So I could swipe and then infuse. That would finish him off. Or I could use the 2 and either infuse or swipe. Yeah, let's try that one. So I'll do 2 more with his vulnerability, plus 2 straight up damage. That'll deal 6. Let's see if he rises from the dead. He does not. So I get 2 more experience from him. Of all of these, I guess I'll keep the big magic one if I'm going to level up magic. Alright, now I did gain 4 XP in an encounter, so I could discard this to heal 2, but no need since I'm already fully healed. My taint does go up by 2, and I get a new side quest, potentially replace one of my old ones. Really, so if I just do a token that has a rest action on it, I get 2 experience? Heck yes. For now, let's get rid of this healing one. That doesn't seem too useful. Drawing back up, I have another finishing move, this time melee. Another healing one. And bash that uses my shields to deal damage. I'm in a pretty good place combat-wise, so let's go to this one with more stuff going on. So it'll be an event, then an encounter, and then a chance to rest. So my event is... oh, another one. Dark Tunnel. If I can deal 7, I'll get 2 experience. If I fail, I get a blinded card, which is basically a worthless card that gets added to my stored deck, so when it comes up again, it just kind of clogs my hand a bit. But 7 seems like a ton. Yeah, I don't see any way that I can make that happen, so let's just go ahead and take the blinded card into my stored deck. Although I will note for 1 experience, I can remove a card from my stored deck or my draw deck, so I could just get rid of that blind if I want to. Okay, next is an encounter, and we are still on 2 enemies. We got a Parasitic Muncher, we've seen him before, and a Gurlin, 3 experience, but 10 life, double vulnerability to everything. If I leave him at the end of a combat round with below 8 health, then he will run away and rob me of that lovely experience. Go up to 3 shields, so I should be able to play this one pretty slowly and be fine. What I'm thinking is I'll defeat the Parasitic Muncher pretty quickly and then try to slow play the Gherkin, get him to 8 life, and then smash him in 1 turn if I can. Alright, so I'm going to play the 2 magic cards I have that are both value 1 to kill the Parasitic Muncher. I won't use the Bash ability to use my shields because I want them against the Gherkin. So I'll defeat him and 1 experience for me. Between the 2, I like having shields, so let's keep the Braveheart that can deal extra damage if I'm hurt. He does deal 1 damage to me, brings me down to 2 shield. I'm fine. I get this is going to help. Another big one without any special ability. And then Endure. If the top removed action card is melee, gain 1 health. So you don't actually check until you do the action, and then you flip the card over. So if you remember, you might know if it'll work better. All right, so let's see. He does have double vulnerability, so I can hit him with something to get him to 8 this turn, and then really go crazy next turn. So let's use this silly little Endure one, because I don't know what the top card of my deck is, and I'm not hurt anyway, so I don't care. I'll give him to 2, and I do get to keep this, since I only played 1 card this turn. He'll hit me, bring me down to 1 shield. And I got another blank card. So let's see, Infuse will add +1 to every other card I play this turn. So it's already do 2 damage to him, that'll leave him with 6. I want to use the finishing move last, that'll leave him with 4. So with the +1, I can use either of these. Let's see, I think I'm going to probably want to keep finishing move, so I'll use this and not use up my blue cards yet. So I'll play him like this. That's 1 damage. Infuse makes this a 2, so that's 3. That makes a 4 with finishing move, all multiplied by 2. That'll reach 10 and defeat him. That's 3 experience, plus 1 more for finishing move. 4 experience, that's awesome. Brings me up to 15 and does get me a new skill card. In this case, the Offering. You may sacrifice all of the below resources, 5 random stored action cards, 5 health, 5 experience. If you make the whole sacrifice, upgrade any stat from tier 1 to tier 2. Wow, I've not seen this one before. That's really, really good. I could get like 14 experience worth for only 5 experience. Heck yes. Before I do that, I will keep finishing move and get rid of those. And let's draw back up. Another finishing move, spell weakness, that's going to be good, and a double attack, that's never bad. Well, heck, since we're about to rest with this token, let's do this Offering right now. So 5 random stored action cards, 5 health brings us down to 1. 5 experience brings us down to 10. Discard this skill. I do have to randomly get rid of 5 stored action cards. I don't love that. But I'll use that to boost my spell tier up to level 2. That means all of my spells will now do their level 2 damage, usually 2 instead of 1. So pretty nice boost there. All right, now that I'm resting, for 2 draw deck cards, I can heal wounds. So if I spend 10, I can get back up to full health. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm going to be running out of cards pretty quick here, aren't I? That's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bye-bye deck. But you know, it might be okay because... Oh, I forgot. I resolved a token with rest, so I get 2 more experience. Good. So for 12, I could upgrade my max attacks and do 4 attacks, 4 cards per turn instead of 3, but I don't want to run out faster. I'm going to actually upgrade for 10 experience my store cards trait, so I can store 2 cards out of every 3 or so I play. That should help me to kind of stem the bleeding a little bit of my draw deck going down so quickly. All right, there were 3 icons here, so we're up to 1, 2, 3. Still on 2 enemies, almost a 3 here. Our new side quest, defeat a level 3 enemy. I'm never even going to see a level 3 enemy. So kind of like the boss one, I'll certainly be replacing that. I'd love to level up a bit more, so I guess I have to go down here. So that'll be event, rest, and then encounter. Although I realize, actually, I thought I couldn't rest after that encounter, but I'll be able to go to the side here and rest if I need to. So I'll be in a pretty good place to fight the boss. All right, so first of 2 events. Another one, Corrupted Pillar. Deal 7 to gain 2 experience. If I fail, increase my taint by 1 for each health left. So I could get like up to 7 taint. Now with my magic cards now, this should be easier. It'll be 2, 4, 6. What I could try to do is do the spell weakness, see if I can make it weaker. Let's try that. Come on, give me a check. No, I cannot roll those to save my life. So that's only 2 to him. And then, yeah, nothing much else to be done, because all these can only do 2 damage, even the double attack, because it's not leveled up yet. So, I want to keep finishing move. Healing, well, this one doesn't do much damage, so let's do these. So that'll be 2, 4, 5, which means I'll raise my taint by 2 into the 3 enemy area, but I think it was going to go there anyway. I'll certainly keep the spell weakness. All right, get out of here, you pillar. Second event. Oh, no, an ambush. And it's +1 enemy, so I'm going to be looking at, 4 instead of 3. I didn't think that taint would bother me too much. All right. Thankfully, they're all still level 1. I do need to refresh my hand, don't I? So I got bonus attack. Gain, 2 defense. That's nice. I don't actually do any damage right now. So I've got a disarming spider. A spider that can deal melee weakness to me. No, thank you. An exploding spider. And a nice easy parasitic muncher. And all of them have basic vulnerabilities except the parasitic muncher takes double from magic. And I do have 3 shields again. I could have used my skill to abandon this, but hey, this is 2, 4, 6, 7 experience with the 2 I already have. That'll get me to 9, which, I could upgrade my max health. So what the hey, let's go for it. So the finishing move would do 2 doubled 4 and just defeat the parasitic muncher straight out. But yeah, this corrupted spider will deal melee weakness is my major concern here. So let's see, attack potential can do 2. This can do 2, and then the finishing move could do 2. Or the double attack could do 2. I could save the finishing move once I've actually taken some damage, maybe. So yeah, let's do double attack, attack potential, and just this basic 2 card. Let's see, they're all doing 2 damage, but I guess double attack could level up. Well, I think I might do my character level up next, so let's keep this one in my deck. Oh, that's right, I get to keep 2, I forgot. So yeah, double attack seems better, even though I am focusing on magic. I want to have some red cards. So that defeats this corrupted spider, gets me up to 4 experience. That was 3 cards, and now I'm taking 1, 2, 3. All my shields are gone. Good thing I'll be able to get them back. Okay, stun. I have to get a faith check to stun them, but they won't attack for the turn. Spell weakness and a basic attack. So first big thing, I won't do any damage, but let's get 2 shields back for sure. And now we can go ahead and kill the parasitic muncher with 2 multiplied. So that's a 1 experience and +1. Cool, so I'm going to get to 10 experience. Oh, I forgot. The guy disarmed me, so I do lose a card from my draw deck. Well, let's see if we get lucky and stun that guy. I don't want that to happen too many more times. So that's 2 damage. And yes! So he gets a little stun token. He'll remove that instead of attacking this turn. I'm out of these. Certainly going to keep the 2 magic ones this time. And we are just about done our draw deck, so we will be seeing our stored action cards again soon. We got Braveheart, does extra damage if I'm hurt. Another combination that can become a 4th card. And melee weakness, I guess that might be useful. Oh, and this guy does not attack, but the corrupted spider does knock me down to 1 shield. Alright, so let's see. I have no way to get health back right now. I don't have any way to get defense back. So this guy will explode. If I let him attack me, I will take 1 damage, but that's okay. Let's finish off this corrupted spider. So that'd be 2, 3 right there. It does get us 2 more experience. Now do I hit the corrupted spider? I think I need to have a chance of defeating him next time. So sure, let's hit him with spell weakness, see if it works for once. Oh, awesome. So he's not going to take double damage from spells. And I'll keep my 2 spell cards out of those. Okay, he does hit us, and now we have no shields. I forgot to actually mark the 2 damage he took. The doubling does not apply to the card itself, by the way. All right, my final 3 cards from my draw deck. Another melee combination. Draw weapon lets me draw an extra card, and just a basic red. Alright, so I gotta do 5 damage, but that's super easy, because everything will be doubled for magic, so that's 4 by itself, and then let's just do this basic 1. We get to keep them both, and he's destroyed. But it does deal 1 damage, and I have no shields left to absorb it when he explodes, but I get 2 experience, putting me to 10. And don't forget, there's another attack coming, so first I'm going to rest. I will spend all 10 of my experience to raise my character level up to 2. That means all the abilities, I don't have any of them right now, but all the abilities that have like the little symbol in the bottom will now give me +2 instead of +1. And I do have to reshuffle my draw deck. And we got a double strike. And a stun. Now the question is, do I want to heal up by discarding 2 of these cards? And we're going to see if I can survive without doing that. Okay, we're still on 3 enemies. We're going to fight that many for this encounter. And, oh no, one of them is a level 2. You'll see how much tougher these guys are. Okay, so raise sword guy with first strike for bonus damage. Plague carriers, near every time he hits us, he raises our corruption, our taint. And ooh, a fleshling. So he does 3 damage, gives 3 experience, no multiplier, and he's an important target. I have to hit him first every turn before I can hit anybody else. And so we got 3 shields, but man, 5 attack coming towards me. Well, first things first, let's see if I can get the fleshling to be stunned. That would be amazing. Oh, yes, thank God. Alright, so he's stunned and takes 2 damage. Now, can I kill this raised swordbearer before he first strikes me for an extra damage? I don't think so. But the plague carrier does take double damage from melee. So let's see, if I did a double attack, that would be 2, 4. Out of them, there's nothing else I could do that would let me play a 4th card to finish him off. Could try to make him more melee weak. You know, I'd actually rather do that on the fleshling. That 3 damage is terrifying. That's 1 damage. But it does not work. Ah, darn, I can't play my combination because I don't have another magic card to set it off. So I'll just go ahead and hit the guy and get him to 5 damage out of 11. Then the swordbearer hits me for 2 with his first strike. Plague carrier hits me for 1 and raises my taint. And this guy just becomes unstunned. Right, give me some good cards. Come on. Finishing move. Infuse, which won't help anything. And another finishing move. No! Oh, this is not looking good. Let's see, if I play 3 red cards, I can play a 4th one with the combination. Can I do 6 damage to the fleshling? I do not think I can in any way. If I just do 1, 2, 3, 4, plus something else, and maybe I'll get lucky with the draw weapon. So let's try that first and see what I get. Okay, so that's 1 more on the fleshling. And I draw. Ooh, attack potential. That's 1 plus my level, so that'll actually be a 3. So let's see, I need to do 4 more damage to him. There we go, that'll work perfect. Okay, so I'll do attack potential. So again, that'll do 3 more to him. So that leaves him with 2 left. And then here, we'll do a finishing move. That'll finish him off. And I get my level and health back, although I can only get 1 of it, and I get 2 experience. Nice. Let's see, definitely the attack potential and the finishing move, the 2 that use my added level. We'll get rid of draw weapon. So the fleshling is gone, and I get 3 experience. But I'm still getting hit twice, so I'm down to 4 life, and my taint goes up. These guys are a lot less scary without the fleshling, but still not nothing. Right, let's kill the plague barrier next, and if I kill him with the finishing move, I'll heal right back up to full life. Love those. So let's see, I only need to do 4 red damage to him, so if that's 1, double attack could be 2 more. And then I guess I could use the combination. So yeah, let's do that. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 times 2. So I do defeat him and I get the finishing move. And I'll keep the double attack in the finishing move. So it is 8 damage. The finishing move heals me 2 and gives me 2 extra experience. So I'm at 9 now. Then the raised sword bearer hits me for only 1 now because his first strike is exhausted. Okay, and let's see. Braveheart won't help me. I'm not hurt enough yet. Do some nice infused targets here. And this is the +2 when I infuse. So that would be 1. Oh wait, he's not vulnerable to red at all? Maybe we'll try spell weakness on him first. Yeah, let's try that. So that's 2. Nope. So we need to do 4 more. So yeah, let's just do Braveheart and the basic one. So that defeats him. Oh wait, might not actually. Let's see if we get an X again. Of course now we don't. But he doesn't attack this turn. He only has 3 life left. Shouldn't be too hard to finish him. And let's see. I actually kind of want the blank one for my infused cards over the Braveheart. Oh, man, my deck is getting thin. Oh, another finishing move, though. That's going to be great. Improve and another infuse. All right, so I just need 2 things that'll kill him off. Let's use the weaker infuse and then the finishing move to do the last damage. So I can store them both. I do gain 4 more experience. Wow. And I get my health back to full. Awesome. Let's see, my taint is going up by 4, but that's okay because I'm not going to fight anymore. You get a final side quest. Defeat 2 foes in the first turn. Well, I think it's more likely than seeing a level 3 foe, but I'm going to keep the defeat a boss guy now that I'll actually be going there. And drawn back up. Ooh, gained 2 defense now that I've leveled up. And starter, I don't even know how I never saw this. If this is the first card played this round, does not count toward max attacks. That's decent. So it's a pretty straightforward choice here. Going to do a rest action. Now, look at how few cards I have. I think I might want to get some cards back into my deck so I can buy cards at 1 experience each. I draw 3 cards after shuffling my removed card deck. and I get to pick one of them to add to my pile. Alternatively, I could spend 12 of my 13 experience to get +1 max attack, but that means I'm just burning through my cards faster, so I'm not sure I want to do that. I could get +2 max health for 8 experience, if that's not a bad call. Then I'm close to being able to have 6 starting defense every combat instead of... Yeah, so I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just going to, I think, get 3 cards back to fill my deck a little bit. All right, so 1 experience for the first 3. Draw a weapon, combination, or Braveheart. Don't love any of those, but I'll take the one that does more damage with magic. My next 3. Strive, spinning experience, endure, or nothing. The top removed card will usually be magic since I have more of them, so if that can heal me, that's okay. And my last 3. Braveheart. Oh, there's my blind. I'm not going to do that. Oh, that's good. It did discard itself, so nice. Oh, awesome. Healing potential. Gain health equal to your level? Heck yes, I will. Alright, so I've shored up my stored cards a little bit. And I still am close to getting some nice levels soon. So I just have to resolve 2 events. If one of them is an ambush, I do have my abandoned skill to get the heck out of there, so hopefully I'll be pretty safe. I forgot, is a subquest for the rest worthwhile? 2 experience to get a heal 1? Nope. Alright, first of 2 events. Small Rubble. Deal 4 damage to get 1 experience. I think we can do that. So let's see. If I did infuse in this one, that would be +2, so that'd be 4 total. Let's do that, and I get to keep them both. So I get up to 11 experience. And my second event, Challenger. An enemy approaches. Draw a single enemy card and fight it. Its attack value is +1, its health is +4. And I will be able to run away from this, but let's see if I can fight it. So it would be 3 attack, 14 health, but you just take double damage. Spell weakening. Spell weakness. After attacking, increase the spell vulnerability of the target by 1 if they're undefended. That means if I don't have shields. But the thing is, his first attack would take rid of all my shields, so I would become vulnerable to spells. Let's see what my options are here. Oh god, I have like no melee attacks for him. So yeah, clearly I'm not going to be able to defeat him, so let's abandon this fight and get the heck out of here, sir. Thank god I have that. And my taint is all the way up, by the way, not that it matters. Okay, let's see. Gain 6 experience in an encounter, heal 3, but see, when I defeat the boss, I get fully healed anyway, so no, we're not going to take that. Alright, here we go. Let's get to the boss fight. So the bosses are in order. I'm going to fight the level 1 one. I assume in the full game you'll have more options. So you got this little pair of guys, Coleman, Lord of the Flesh, and Varmus, Devourer of Flesh. Varmus guards him. I have to hit him before I can hit this guy. And he has a special power. I flip the token to see what it is. Here's a check, which means double attack. Oh, he attacks twice each round, so that'll be 2 damage attacks. I got my 3 shields. Let's go do this. All right, they both got basic defense, but I'd love to get a spell weakness on one of them if I can. So my little starter card is going to help a lot here. It doesn't count as one of my 3 cards, so I'll use that to deal the requisite damage to Varmus, and then I can hit Coleman as much as I want. All right, so let's try hitting him with spell weakness, see if we get lucky. All right. So he's at 2, and how much damage did we do? 2 damage. Okay, so now I just got to do 10 more. And I can play 2 more cards. Heck yes. So let's see, improve would do 4 by itself, but then it would make another card stronger. So I could make my whirlwind stronger and hit them both. Let's do it. All right, so improve does 4 damage with his weakness. So he has 6 left. And then it upgrades the next card I play, so whirlwind will be 3 damage instead of 2. So for him, that'll do 6. He is dead. Awesome. And we'll also hit Varmus for 3. And for this guy, I get 4 experience, up to 15. And I also get a special action card. So there are a bunch of these. They're green. And they have better power. So this one, let's see. First Strike. When played during the first combat round, deal 2 extra damage. Heck yes. So that goes to my stored action cards for later. All right, so this guy's going to hit me for 2, which is not concerning at all. And which of these do I keep? I guess spell weakness, and I mean, Whirlwind's pretty awesome now that my attack power is good, so yeah, let's keep that, although I hate to lose improve. Alright, I'm going in my stored action cards again. Got attack potential, that'll be +2 damage now. Also have double attack. Okay, a finishing move, that's fun. And another spell weakness. Now let's see if we get lucky with the spell weakness. No, we do not. We still do 2 damage to him. So he's got 10 left. I don't think we're going to finish him this turn. But again, it's not a big deal because we're going to heal fully anyway. So we might as well try to play only 2 cards a turn and not use up our stuff too much. So let's get him do a nice basic 3 damage strike. All right, that's 9. So he has 7 left. And then he hits us for 1 actual damage. We'll store both of those. Nice to play only 2 cards. And we got our first strike. That won't help too much anymore. Another spell weakness. All right, so I'm going to do this to get 2 shields and do 1 damage to him. And then it doesn't matter much. Let's do the first strike. So that'll leave him with 4 life left, and we'll store them both, and he'll just get rid of the shields we just gained. And then let's see, a nice easy finish. We'll do, oh crud. Is there no way for me to do 1 damage to him so I can get the finishing move set up? Yeah, alright, so we'll just do 2 damage to him. Oh, no, wait, hold on. Attack potential will do 3 by itself, and then finishing move will finish him off. There we go. So I'll store those both. I'll get 4 experience from him, so that brings me to 19, plus 2 more from my attack potential, go up to full life. Wow, this is definitely the best I've done against this guy. Alright, so what would happen now is I would bring my taint all the way back down to 0, bring my life back up, although it's already there. I have a bunch of experience to spend. And I would refill this, but now I'd be fighting against level 2 guys and eventually against level 3 guys. Yeah. And I'd fight against tougher and tougher bosses. And that's the basics of the Delve mode, but again, you can play scenarios as well. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Check out my review on Ruins Deathbinder and see if you're interested in the game. Good gaming, and we'll see you at the next stop.